Congratulations on another win, 4 wins from 4, but what did you make of the way that your team had to graft to get the 3 points today?
Yeah, compliments to Burnley, how they've played today. Not maybe how they've played, but how they defended. So it was really difficult for us to find an opening, to find a gap. And we were a few times close. And if you then are able to score, maybe the game would have been a little bit more open. But because we didn't score, they just kept on doing the same thing. And as a result of that, it was very hard for us to create a chance. And we had to wait till the end phase of the second half before we were getting closer and closer and closer. And in the final stages, we got what we were hoping for.
93 minutes on the clock, not all that many opportunities, clear-cut ones to speak of. Did you continue to believe at that point that somehow your team would find a way, as they've done previously?
No, if you play 95 minutes in their 16, in their 18, in Holland we see 16 meters, so in their 18-yard box, then there is a chance that the ball eventually will fall once in the right way for you. But that was difficult because they were having 10 players over there, 11 with the goalkeeper included, there as well. So then, yeah, you either need a little bit of luck or a moment of magic. And we didn't have the moment of magic, but we had the moment of luck that the arm went to the ball. And unfortunately for us, it was inside the 18-yard box, which led to the penalty, and Mo scored it. So, yeah, you are hoping and trying. That's also what we tried with the substitutions we made to make it more and more difficult for them, but they stood strong.
It was a big moment. Obviously, the penalty. Mohamed Salah took the responsibilities. A 4th outright all-time now Premier League goals scored. How much longer can he go on being such an important player for you, do you think?
I hope for a long time. No, I think Mo last season, this season again, and for as long as he's at Liverpool, he's been important for us. Today, in the moment we got the penalty, I think there were 6 or 7 players playing for us that normally are part of our front three. And that we were able to do so because they were playing with 11 players in the 18-yard box. So great moment for us, and that Mo scored it because I think he missed the last 2. So glad to see he scored this one because he scored one for his national team. So a good moment for him to score an important goal.
We didn't get a chance to speak to you before the game, Arne. What were your reasons for not including Alexander Isak today? And was that perhaps a decision that you regretted when the goal wasn't happening and you ended up with Federico Chiesa as your central point of your attack?
No, that would be too simple in my opinion. You make a choice for a good reason, for good arguments, and that choice is that he missed out for 4 months on team training. He's maybe now in his 2nd or 3rd week of pre-season, and then normally players are able to play 45 minutes, but you do this once a week after you've been built up in the right way, and that is not what has happened in the past 4 months with him. So we gave him a proper week of team training, including yesterday and the upcoming 2 days, and then we think he's able to get minutes more than only 10 or 15 in our Wednesday game. And we think that's the way to build him up, not with 10 minutes over here and 10 minutes over there, but give him proper playing time. But to give him proper playing time, we need to build him also up with training sessions to give him a good base, because you can see and another player that didn't train for 3 or 4 months that signed for Newcastle, that his manager played him twice 90 minutes and he's now out for a few weeks.
And you made a change in the first half, obviously not necessarily something that's ideal, but what did you see that you wanted to change when you brought Milos Kerkez off and Andy Robertson on, and did that have an impact in the flow of the game?
No, it had nothing to do with tactics. It had to do with the fact that he got a yellow, and then I think 2 minutes before I took him off, he just played the ball, was no foul at all. But I think the fans here felt that a chance for them to win the game was if we would have ended up with a 2nd yellow. And yeah, with Milos, I can never be 100% sure that he doesn't make the next foul. And if the fans with every foul are on top of the referee, you never know what he's going to decide. And I said we're not going to take that risk. The only way we can lose it here today is if we go down to 10 men. We could get a draw with 11 v 11, but we couldn't lost it because they never were at our 18-yard box. So that's why I made that substitution.
Big 3 points, huge penalty.
Yeah, it's a tough opponent today. Like, we tried our best to break the ball between the lines. But it's tough to win, but I'm glad that in the end we managed to win the game.
It's another late game, isn't it? It's another late finish for Liverpool to get these 3 points, Virgil. It seems to be a pattern this season for you.
Well, we obviously try to, break teams down. We had to be patient. We had to be ready pretty well. So we just kept looking for the goal, kept looking for the opportunities. We created, I think, some good opportunities. Not many clear-cut chances, I think, but I think obviously a well-deserved win. But obviously, if I'm Burnley, it's never nice to concede a penalty. But in the end of the day, it was a penalty, and Mo slotted it perfectly.
Salah was not about to waste that opportunity to make it 4 wins out of 4 and send Liverpool back to the top of the Premier League in these early stages. Maximum points from their 4 matches so far. Arsenal, Spurs and Bournemouth all with 3 wins from 4. Chelsea dropping points last night in the late game against Brentford. And for Burnley, 3 points on the board, 4 matches played. They have tough fixtures as well, facing Spurs, Manchester United and Liverpool in those first 4 games, and 3 points on the board, courtesy of that home win over Sunderland. They thought they'd had back-to-back clean sheets today, but it wasn't to be because of this moment. He knows, Izzy, doesn't he? He knows. It's just a rush of blood, isn't it?
He knows, and Burnley was so resilient, and this is, it's a moment you can see his reaction. It's clear as everyone to see that the handball, he turns his back on it, puts his arm out, it's a clear penalty. But they were so resilient, Burnley, and this was a moment of brilliance when they needed him, Mo Salah, to step up and take the 3 points.
Mo Salah moving clear of Andy Cole in the all-time Premier League goal-scoring charts now. Yes, he has missed 1 or 2 from the spot, but in that moment, Micah, there could be nobody else standing.
Because he didn't have a good game, but world-class player, that's what they do, turn up in a big moment, and he got his goal, but Burnley, it's so cruel, isn't it? Man sent off, still was dealing with a threat. In fairness to Slot, he changed it, put Frimpong down there, which caused the penalty. But yeah, they didn't deserve that. A draw was a fair result.
And yet again, Liverpool getting the job done, and getting the job done very late, as they have done in every match. Every victory so far at the start of their championship defence. Roy, 88th minute winner against Bournemouth, 90 plus 10 v Newcastle, 83 against Arsenal, and 90 plus 5. What does that tell us?
That they keep going. They've got quality players, they've got a desire to win football matches, they've got good options off the bench, which we found in 1 or 2 of the games, so they've got good options. They kept going. And it's cost them a point, and a point today for Burnley would have been like a win. So it does knock them, but they're stuck at it. But Liverpool, you keep going to the end. That's what top teams do.
Huge blow that for Scott Parker's newly promoted side.
Welcome back, Premier League Live on the road at the Etihad for you. The Manchester derby, of course, between City and United up and coming. But we're half-time at Turf Moor, 0-0. Liverpool with 78% possession, 1 attempt on target, but 1 big talking point from that first half. That is Leslie Ugachukru's challenge on Alexis McAllister. Let's ask the gentleman, are you happy with the on-field yellow here?
No, I think it was a red card, if I'm honest, Steve. I don't think the referee's got the best view of it. He's in a good position, but as it transpires, it's not the best view, because when we see it like that, it looks quite a strong challenge. It's only on the final angle where you think, ooh, that's got a lot of force and it catches him high and it's quite dangerous. So this one now. See, I think that's a red card, but I don't blame VAR for not making a decision whereby, because I don't think it's an absolute howler. I think there'll be some people looking at that thinking, no, he's tackled the ball and it's a little bit high and whatever, but it's not a howler. Okay. And VAR only want to send you there for a real bad decision.
But there'll be some people saying get to the right decision, and Michael said the right decision.
We'll re-referee every game, every decision if that's the case.
I think VAR should have more responsibility to help the referee there. When watching that in the first instance...
In what sense, Joel?
I think that's a yellow card on first instance, which is the incident the referee seeing it, but on the replay, we're seeing it at a totally different angle, a totally different height and speed. I think then the referee changes his decision.
So you want Paul Tierney and VAR to ask him to go to the monitor?
Yeah, because I would ask him, why have you basing that on a yellow? He's saying because it's a strong tackle, mistimed, but then when you see it from that angle, which is impossible for the referee to see in open play, then I'll be saying, well, go and have a look at this angle and see if you come to the same verdict.
I think you got to make VAR to good use, and this, I think it's bad. VAR sits there and they can see something different. even when we look at it from here, this is actually Michael Oliver's view. This is not. This is VAR's view. You know, Michael Oliver doesn't see that challenge, but VAR does, and they should tell him, Michael, it's probably a little bit worse than a yellow card. Go and have a look and see if you agree with that, and then you can go to the screen and you can see, yes, it's a little bit more, or it's not. Stick with this on-field decision, but. For me, with VAR, we have so much inconsistency, and this is what annoys me the most about this. I don't want him to be sent off, but, you know, yesterday players got sent off for that. Tomorrow someone will be sent off for that. And when are you going to... That's a bad tackle, by the way. Really, really bad. Dangerous, career-threatening challenge on somebody else's ankle. And that should have some kind of repercussion. And VAR should protect that player as well.
Okay, interesting opinions. Milos Kerkez, I was about to say he's had an interesting first half, but he hasn't made it to half-time because Arne Slot has made a first-half substitution for the first time since December. But no surprise, Michael.
No, that's as clear a dive as you're going to see. No contact whatsoever. He's not even anticipating, really, a leg coming out. He's just... it's not even a good dive. He's just really, really poor. Deserves a yellow card. And as soon as he did it, I thought, you're going to get brought off here. That was a foul, but it certainly wasn't a yellow card. He's challenged for the ball. There's no real shirt pull there. I think that's fine, but I certainly agree with Arne Slot thinking, right, he's probably now on one strike and you're out. Let's take him off before we go to 10 minutes.
And a nice situation of Andy Robertson to go on.
Great replacement, but I agree with the decision. Take him off because he was only going to go down one road and that was going to be sent off at some point.
Okay.
0-0 at Turf Moor, and an eye-catching substitution in the first half. The first time that Arne Slot's done that for a tactical reason, when injury has not been enforced in his Liverpool career. Kerkez taken off after 38 minutes. You have sympathy for him?
A little bit, yeah, but the circumstances is he'd obviously got a yellow card for a crazy dive. He then makes a foul towards the halfway line, and he knows Burnley will depend on the counter-attack, and if he makes another mistake, this is obviously some good movement here, and why he's looking to go down. Obviously VAR, the referee, they're all looking at it. No,
do you think he's just a young player who's trying to make his way at a new club, trying to make a big impression?
No, be quiet. He's making an impression, all right. Yeah, and then this time, this is the warning, because obviously Burnley are going to be in the counter-attack, and they'll play on him, 1v1s, and the referee, listen, it's a foul. I'm not sure that was another second yellow card, but it's the manager got worried, and maybe the right decision.
Good management.
Ruthless.
Yeah, but I think you got to put the team first, and I think one more foul, it would have been off. He put Robertson on. I think it was the right decision.
For all that, Liverpool have had plenty of attempts, 10 in all. Was Konaté's header the best of them?
It was the closest by design, set piece, whipped in. He's so close. And you made a great point, Mike. Anyone can see this, to be honest with you. It's just a little nod. It's just a little glance. You do not even... Maybe he loses his bearings of how close he is to the goal, but the fact that he's connected with that ball...
Much
he's put too much contact on it. He just needs to just let it hit the side of his head and it's in the back of the net.
Is there danger lurking from Burnley, do you think?
I think there might be. I think on that transition, Liverpool are pushing numbers forward. And Burnley, on that first phase, they're winning the ball back. And then what I like about this play, though, they've got numbers forward. It's not ones and twos. Anthony gets it on the edge of the box. On another day, he goes in, it hits the target. But I like what Burnley are doing. They've been ruthless at the back, done all the jobs, not taking many risks, and then trying to get Liverpool on the counter-attack. Did really well in that first half, Burnley, but they need to keep it going.
Be quiet.
Be quiet. Be quiet.
That's the first. Even from you, Roy.
Liverpool just don't know when to quit. Arne Slot's side left it late once again as Mohamed Salah smashed home a stoppage time penalty to seal a dramatic 1-0 win over 10-man Burnley at Turf Moor. That's 4 wins from 4 for the champions, but it wasn't pretty. Burnley's brave resistance. Burnley, fresh from pushing Manchester United to the wire before the break, were at it again. Scott Parker's side defended superbly, with Maxime Esteve marshalling the backline and keeping Liverpool's star attackers quiet for long spells. Even after Leslie Ugochukwu saw red in the 84th minute, the Clarets still looked like they might escape with a point. Liverpool's struggles. Liverpool, meanwhile, looked surprisingly flat. Without new signing Alexander Isak, left out of the squad, they struggled to create clear chances. Andy Robertson came on early to inject energy, Szoboszlai forced a great save, and Federico Chiesa went close, but the Reds just couldn't find the breakthrough. The decisive moment. Then came the twist. In stoppage time, Jeremy Frimpong's cross struck Hannibal Mejbri's arm in the box. Referee Michael Oliver pointed straight to the spot, and Salah, cool as ever, drilled it home to give Liverpool all 3 points. Relief for the Reds, heartbreak for Burnley. The bigger picture. This is now Liverpool's 4th straight league win, each one secured late. They're not firing on all cylinders yet, but they keep finding a way, a mark of champions. Burnley, meanwhile, will feel hard done by after 2 late penalty heartbreaks in a row, but they've shown they can frustrate the league's very best. So, Liverpool's 100% start continues, Salah delivers in the clutch, and Burnley's brave effort comes undone at the death. Are the Reds simply warming up for another dominant season, or should fans be concerned about these scrappy performances? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more Premier League updates right here on Sport Lab.